the beginning. So, as it happens,
Hi.
the van's packed. We're just about to hit the M6 and we are bound for Jonchery. So, a week in France doesn't happen very often, not together anyway, does it, mate?
It doesn't.
We don't get enough sessions in, but onwards and upwards. Have you remembered your spare on this day?
Oh, I've done spare on this.
Usually it takes a bottle of bleach. Okay, you wouldn't believe it, but we are in a traffic jam on the M6. But it wouldn't be the same without it, would it? Anyway, it was just a quick catch up because we're half an hour into the journey now, and we're both still awake, which is good, especially while Dave's driving.
Yes.
Here we go. Services. M6 toll. We've been into it for a couple of hours or so. Well, there ain't no rush. Ferry's only about, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning, so we don't usually go all guns blazing. Make a bit of a journey of it, nice and steady. Just had a cup of coffee. And we're about to set off again. Here comes the driver and Carp extraordinaire.
Carp master himself.
Right then. Here's a classic motorway update. It's about 10 to 8 now, so we've been driving nearly 4 hours, but very, very leisurely. And as I was saying earlier, there's no point going all guns blazing. So it's just going to go dark and check the weather forecast. Looking very good for the week. An average of 17 degrees and above. And a little bit of light rain on a couple of days, but I can't see that happening myself, but we'll see. So let's see where it leads. Hello there. Well, we've got about, what, 150 miles
Yes.
to the coast. It's about 8:30, so obviously we've been cruising at a nice steady 56, so we're going to get as many miles to the gallon as we can.
Total miles of 600 miles to Jonchery.
600 left.
No, 600 miles in
Oh, it's
total.
all.
To Jonchery in Brevance,
Yeah.
which is right outside of the Grand Orient.
Yeah.
With fish up to £77. Some beautiful scaler and lovely cabins there.
Yes. Anything else while you're at it?
No,
No.
I'm trying to concentrate on the driving.
Right. So you're not going to tell the viewers about your
Mankini.
mankini and other lingerie that you're going to be leaping about the bank in gay abandon in.
Well, when you put your pink Mankini on, I'll put my lime green one on. Yes?
Sounds delicious. It's 11:10 and 63 miles to go. So we've took it easy, haven't we, mate?
Yeah. Steady 56. Occasional 40 mile an hour down the motorway.
Yeah, occasionally. So probably both looking a bit tired now. I certainly am.
Can't take the pace.
Can't
These
take the
old
pace.
ones.
That's right. Right. Let's have a cup of the old Costa again. Cheers. 1:30 in the morning. And my old mucker there and driver Dave, he's gone for a stroll. He's been having a bit of fun watching him trying to put the headlight converters on. It's very humorous. Does anybody know which way they go, really? Check out the ferry. That's the way it should be done. There we go. French soil. Is this where we get pulled over for a full cavity search, hard and deep?
Oh yes.
We love customs. Not. That's better. 220 miles, 225 miles to the gates of Jonchery. It's been a long night. Dave with his taxi driving skills can drive forever.
Oh yes.
He's like a turbocharged camel.
And now we're on the boat. The ferry across, snoring me head off.
I bet you did. In an hour as well. Very good. Good morning. Well, we've just had a little long little nap.
Oh yes, a good hour there.
Was it? Good. Well, I needed that. By the way, we're at the services somewhere. Not too far from
on the A26.
Calais.
On our way to, I think, Arras is the first stop off on the way down.
Oh, all for a good cause, the labour of love, if ever there was one. That's the old motorway, son, coming up in the morning light. Amazing, isn't it? Fell asleep, it was dark, and by jingo, it's daylight. Ooh, crikey, look at that. Wow. Oh, look at this. 2 more hours to go, and we'll be there. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. 21 degrees today. We like. I've just been notified that we've got 95 miles to go. How are you feeling at the minute, Dave, after having about 30 seconds kip?
30 seconds?
It's around about 20 to 21 degrees here and not a cloud in sight. Amazing, isn't it? Okay. Anybody who sort of isn't familiar with travelling in France, which I'm sure most people are, that do all kind of thing, it's pretty much the kind of driving that you'll get for the majority of the journey. Usually it's farmland for as far as the eye can see. Roads are usually quiet, spacious, and it makes lighter the whole thing, doesn't it, mate?
It does. Another 50 miles to go, and then we'll be in paradise for a week.
With a driver like Dave, he's like a finely tuned camel. He just keeps on going.
I drive with my eyes closed.
I've noticed that. We are literally moments away. I think we're going to pull over and have a minute because we're a little bit early. So
got to the little village, Revons.
Right then, we've landed. And still quite bleak. Like a spring is only just sprung. We've got a bit of blossom going on behind us there. So here's the swim that we're going to share. I'm going to be fishing to the left. One down the bank there and a couple out there, not too far. I'm not going to wise you up about that at the minute. And apparently I was wrong about the 22 degrees, it's 24 all day. It's baking hot, amazing. T-shirt weather, unbelievable. Right, let's get set up. Here we go. Beautiful now, all calmed down. After our little visit from the German patrol boat. I think he's still knocking about over there. But we shall have to see. It's beautiful. And my old mate Dave is bright red. Neither of us brought any shorts. We've had a cool beer and we've got all week to watch the world go by, which is my idea of sanctuary. Sure is. These beetles are emerging from the water. Pretty big, and we can see them swimming around and then climbing out onto these reeds, drying off and taking off. In fact, I can see one there ready to go. Every now and then you'll see one swimming about and then climb out.
So what do you think of your first Jonchery carp, lad?
Tremendous. Phew.
You like a Cheshire cat?
Yeah, I'll say.
Come on, give us a smile. That's it.
Oh, there you go. You don't have to cast 150 yards to catch fish. Whoa. Job's a good one. Let's hope that's one of many. Well, the weather out there couldn't be any different from the last couple of days. It's predicted rain all day, light rain until nightfall. I will make mention of the bailiff Mark, on-site bailiff. Great guy, having a conversation with him yesterday, and of course me being from the safety profession was interested in how we coped with any medical emergencies, and he was saying that he was highly qualified, very highly qualified in first aid, amongst other things. And to be fair, you know, he helps you the best he can. He tells you where you should be fishing. He knows the lake obviously like the back of his hand, and he wants you to catch. And on top of that, he's a nice lad, and he'll make time for you and have a conversation, which is always welcome, isn't it? Don't know whether you can see there, swallows whizzing round. We're having a beano on these emerging flies and such. Good news, good news. My old mucker Dave's into a fish. Smile. Yeah.
Well, the first 40 of the session, just over 46.
There you go, big girl. Sinking away. Well done, mate. Excellent job.
More to come.
Yep. Now it's all. How big, Dave?
31 3/4.
Happy days. Another 30. Phew. I'm gonna have to put it down too. Well, it's Tuesday morning, and I've just lost one.
Come on.
Hey, 44 pound and a half. Sorry, 44 and a half. I'm that excited I can't get my numbers out. It's a PB for me, this. 44 and a half. There you go. Hey. 35 and a half.
Lift it up.
35.5, and it's still only Tuesday. So we're doing okay, aren't we, mate?
Yeah.
Woo! Can I put it down now?
Yeah, go
I
on.
thought I'd have a little recap. The wind's been hacking across. Not quite in our face, but it certainly done me favours, hasn't it? So the 44.5 earlier, followed that up with a, what was it, 35.5. I'm not complaining, would you? Something else to consider. My fishing is probably made up of 4 to 5 sessions a year. For those sessions I do 5-6 nights, something like that, 5-6 days and nights. So 4 to 5 long sessions. So it changes your way of thinking, really, because I know that if I'm going for a long session, I've got to book holiday, and as such I've got to treat it like a holiday, because if I don't, if I go for a session and things aren't working for me, then my holiday's going to be ruined, isn't it? So whilst I appreciate the young carp tigers amongst us maybe leaping up and down the bank chasing fish, which I've got nothing against. In fact, if I was young and fit, I'd probably be doing the same thing, perhaps. But you know, I'm not going to run myself ragged on a week off. So I go and I set up my home and I live in luxury, and if I don't catch, I don't catch. I can be at one with Mother Nature and forget about the day-to-day humdrum bits and bobs that keep us ticking over in society. Watch the world go by, and I'm happy enough. If I catch, it's a bonus, and every now and then you get your red letter day. So myself and Dave, we're not in as good a, both in our early 50s, we're not in as good a health as we used to be, neither of us. So you know, that's another thing to consider. Doesn't stop us catching fish, and it doesn't stop us enjoying ourselves. So we don't all have to do the same thing, do we? And that's the beauty of it. And as I say, if you want to run round chasing fish, if you're on limited time, that's fine. Fine by me, if you're travelling light. But if you're going for several days and you're taking the kitchen sink, and you're not as young as you used to be, and you're happy to be on holiday, then it's a case of sitting and waiting and watching the world go by. Just the job. Hey, fancy being wakened up by this. It's Wednesday morning. I was fast asleep. Oh, it took me all over the place. £37 it is. Had to wake Dave up, who was asleep all the way through the fight. But what a fish! It was worth every second. Wow! Right, she's going back. Beautiful. Wow. Some good looking fish, that thing.
Sure is. Sure is.
A wow factor. Oh, it was worth coming just for that one. Right, Dave. Thank you very much for your help, sir. Sorry to wake you up.
No.
Just before I put this bait back out over there, I've got to show you this morning sky. Oh, my life. Isn't that something? Very quick recap. It's first thing in the morning on the Wednesday, and as you saw, I had that 37, which, well, what a stunner. My old mate Dave, he's not had a bite. Oh, I tell a lie, he lost one in the early hours. So I think if he's not caught anything at the end of the day, we'll be looking at swapping around, I think. See how he feels about it. But it's a stunning morning. A little bit cool, but we don't come for the weather, do we? There you are, a view from the bivvy. Still blinding sunshine. Awesome. There goes Mrs. Duck. Time for an update. It's about 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning. One thing I'd forgotten was not only had Dave lost a fish in the night, but he'd also caught one, and I was present and couldn't remember. It was a ghost common. I'd have a guess, somewhere between 21 and 25, something like that. It was a low 20 anyway. Dave didn't want to be bothered with it, which is fair enough. So it was released. We didn't even get it on the bank, but it all adds to the tally anyway. Right, I'll very quickly show you this rig, because it really isn't something I want to talk about. It's nothing interesting. It's just supple braid, about 10-inch long. We've got a dumbbell bottom bait and a small pink pop-up on a very simple slip D presentation. So that'll sit on the bottom with the hook line down. Seems to be doing the business. On other matters, we've just had an osprey flying over with a fish in its talons, and the resident black kites took exception to that. Well, I think it was just passing through anyway. So there you go, very simple. There's not even a kicker on that, if you can see. It's just a bit of shrink tube just to keep all the knot in place. Very simple presentation. There you go, curved shank, size 4, and at the other end a very simple figure of 8 loop knot. Don't come much easier than that, does it? One thing I have been doing, I don't think it's a massive factor, but it's a confidence thing, I guess, which I suppose you can do this kind of thing with supple hook links. All my hook baits are ready there, ready to go, and basically they're just sitting in a drop of hemp oil, stuff you get from the supermarket, and it doesn't seem to have done any harm. So there you go, got about 8 rigs there, all primed and ready. So as soon as fingers crossed we get a fish landed, we can whiz one straight back on and straight back out. Simple stuff really, isn't it? Dave's in, Wednesday afternoon, he rings, it's nodding. Does it feel any bigger, mucker? Pulling back. Oh!
about.
How big's that, Dave?
28 or 30, but it's the stamp of fish that you get from Jonchery. Quality, hard fighting, scaly, beautiful fish. And they do proper scrap. Lovely.
Well done, matey.
Cheers, mucker.
Good lad. Wow. Not short of a few bats tonight. Here's a little something. Passing by. Thinks it's getting in my bivvy. I don't think so. I think we'll be going for a walk, matey. Thursday morning. Dave lost another during the night. Early hours of this morning anyway. I've not had a bite for over 24 hours. I don't know what's going on. But they're changing the weather today. Kettle's on. And it's Big Fish Thursday. Given that I've not had a bite in over 24 hours, a bit of action would be nice. Still, can't complain. Well, it's Thursday evening. Thought we'd have a quick recce, and the baits have just gone out for the evening. I've not had a touch since yesterday, about 7 AM, that's Wednesday. And Dave had one in the night, or he lost one, shall I say. He had a run. He got his own fair share of bad luck this week. They do say it's Big Fish Thursday, and I've got that sinking feeling that you know, tomorrow's Friday and Saturday it's the back to the rain. South Lancashire is hardly the south of France, is it? But no stopping me coming back. We all need something to look forward to, don't we? And for me, this kind of thing is it. So look at that for an evening sky. Not we the lucky ones. Dave.
Yes?
You've been here before.
Yeah.
And
Twice.
as you know, you've had a couple of tench. I've had a couple of tench, small. And I just wondered if you know the score with why there are other fish in here and why they are not called nuisance fish as such. Can you give us a bit of a
Well, he breeds.
background?
He breeds roach, zander, and tench in this lake. Once a year he drains it around about November time. Takes the big ones out, big roach, zander and tench, and sells them on as his business. And basically the rest of them, carp, are just a bit of a money making thing for him.
Yeah. I think the carp, it's just like the cherry on top, really, isn't it? Mm.
It averages about 1,000 anglers a season.
1,000 anglers a season.
But there's a good head of fishing. There's exactly 554 carp in, because they get counted every year in November when they drain the lake out.
Yeah.
Because it's only roughly about, I don't know, 3 metres deep maximum.
3 metres?
Yeah, maximum. In deepest place, which is centre, but you can actually walk all the way, wade across it, just over your chest.
Most of it?
Yeah.
When I say 3 metres, you won't be wading anywhere, will you?
It's 3
You'll
metres
be waving
over
goodbye.
3 metres in that channel there.
Right.
Or 2.84 metres, I think. There is some big tension. I think there's 1 or 2 in just roughly about 15 pound.
Blimey.
But there's a lot probably on 2 to 3 inches, which they stocked this year. And they stocked a few thousand.
And there's a sturgeon.
There is, which is about 25 pounds. There's 2 of them actually.
Oh, he's decided he's not bothering with them, isn't he? Unless they start causing a nuisance. Becoming a nuisance, shall I say.
There's no catfishing.
Which is always good.
There's some big grass carp, up to 77 pound. And there's 370s. They are grass carp. The biggest mirror, I think, 60 something, and the biggest common is 62.
Nice.
And there's about another 460s and 1550s, and the rest of them are 40s, 30s and 20s, with the odd double which he leaves in, which he wants to grow on.
Yeah.
Which are nice scaly fish. There's 4 koi carp in, ranging from 16 pound up to 24 pound.
Well, I think I must have seen the small one, Dave, right up against the bank the other day.
I had a 21 pounder last year, koi carp, which is the biggest koi carp I've ever caught anyway.
Yeah. Nice. Be nice if we got a run on camera, wouldn't it?
And it's not been as successful as last year, the year before, but I think that's just down to water temperature. It's still
Probably
only roughly about 10 degrees, the water temperature, not really.
10 or 11.
But your average in here, what you catch is roughly about 37 pound, your average weight.
It looks like I've been catching small ones then.
So
30 something and 33.
yeah, mine's 46 and 320s
Yeah.
for now, and 2 tench.
Yeah, so we've had
lost 3.
Yeah, and I've lost 2, haven't I? So I mentioned earlier about getting hook pulls. It seems quite popular.
Yeah, it is quite common in here, because I think they are very soft lit, because it's just silt. There's no gravel as such anywhere.
Nothing to munch on. So how do they empty this place and how do they fill it up?
Well, up near the house itself, there's a big drain. It's the open bar up, and it's obviously it drains back into the river there. When it's down to probably less than quarter full at bottom there, where there's a big basin, they'll stop it, put the nets out, net all fish, chuck all the carp back, check them for their health wise, and then re-drag the nets to get all the fish that they sell on, which is tench, zander and some big roach. And when they're ready for filling it back up, they just open these another sluice gate up the other end of the lake. They open that up and it soon fills up, which comes out of the Orient.
It's the final morning. No, it's not. Tomorrow's the final morning. It's Friday morning. And nothing to report other than Dave lost a good one in the night. Well,
Yeah.
what about that then? Waited since Wednesday morning, it's now Friday morning. 33.5 pound ghost common. Doesn't it? It's got a belly there, look at that. Some tummy. Here we go. What a fish. 33.5. And then a little salt now. A few bubbles. There she goes. There she goes. What a fish. Come on!
I'll in, lad.
Thanks, Dave. There's a... Well, final evening on the deck. Chairs in the van. Anyway. See the old black kite flying over the trees there. Still in with a shout. Fingers crossed we'll both catch. That would be something. Right, it's about 5:30 on Saturday morning. We're not far off packing up. And he's got himself a beautiful 35 pound common.
Beautiful fish.
Woke us both up that one, mate, didn't it?
Certainly did.
Well, look at that. That is a sorry sight. Saturday the 14th, all packed up. The van's starting up. And fortunately, Dave got his justice on the last minute with his 35 pounder. And we're off.